important thing for us. No egos, because the egos kills every success. And I think last season we played as a team, as one unit, and we have to go back like this.
Por lo último, y Flick os da un toque de atención, ¿no? Para empezar la temporada habló de los egos, quiero recordar que decían, los egos son enemigos del éxito, tenemos que funcionar más como equipo, no sé cómo lo interpretáis.
Bueno, son lo que piensa cada uno al final después de un empate. Yo creo que sí es verdad que sale de estar caliente, al final siempre el Barça quiere ganar, pero no creo que tenga nada que ver. Al final hemos sacado 7 puntos de 9 en campos muy difíciles, que eso la gente no cuenta, que no hemos jugado en nuestro campo aún, hemos jugado solo fuera de casa. No creo que tenga que ver con eso, creo que tiene más que ver con que no fue nuestro partido, no hemos empezado con la intensidad con la que acabamos, no hemos estado todo concentrados. Sí es verdad que tienes razón en que tuvimos muchos fallos, pero bueno, puede pasar. Lo importante es recuperar el mismo nivel y ganar los 7 partidos.
Lamine Yamal responded to Hansi Flick's ego comments, and this is what he said. The most important thing is that once the transfer window is closed, everyone is 100% committed to this club. No egos, because egos kills success. Last season, we played as one unit. We have to be like this again. So once again, this is exactly what Hansi Flick stated after the match against Rayo Vallecano. Lamine Yamal responded with, after a draw, you come out angry. At Barcelona, you always have to win. But I don't think it has to do with that. He's right about the mistakes, but we've got 7 points out of 9 on difficult pitches. People don't consider that we haven't played at our ground, and it was more that it wasn't our game. We haven't started this season with the intensity we had last season, and there was a lack of concentration at the end. It's about getting back to our level and winning the next game again. I don't think it's about slacking off or a lack of hunger, because we're a young team with a lot of desire for more, because we haven't won that many things yet. The league is very long, and you do have to be very consistent. And I'm not going to lie to you guys, the fact that Lamine Yamal had to respond to something like this about Hansi Flick speaking on egos, that there should not be any egos whatsoever, I believe that the media has fabricated this, and they looked at that key word, which is egos, within Hansi Flick's statement, and they said, okay, he's clearly talking about his own players. Let's go ask his players how they do view this whole thing. It's all fabricated, it is all made up, it's made to really divide the players and the coach. So I would highly advise to not really fall for anything here. I believe that what Flick and Lamine Yamal have both said is 100% correct, and I just don't see any division going on here. Once again, the media has fabricated this. They created a story. Lamine Yamal was not the only one that they have asked. They wanted to ask Fermin, they wanted to ask Pedri about this whole ego situation, and what Flick stated, it's all about creating the stories. I'll get back into this in just a few minutes, because I also want to speak about what Yamal said about Barca's squad ambitions and his own development, starting with his development. And he stated, assists come naturally to me. It's not something I force, it's just my style of play. But with goals in recent years, I've let it slide a bit. Now I'm focusing more on that, because goals are more important. It's something I need to demand of myself. When I reach a level, I try to move to the next one, and right now that's scoring as many goals as possible, always while helping the team, which is very true. I do think that when it comes to Yamal and his chance creation, it does come very natural to him. He is somebody that loves to invert himself centrally and look for those key passes. However, we have talked about before that if Lamine Yamal wants to reach the next level, meaning become one of the best players in the world, if not the best player in the world, and you want to maybe get close to Messi, you would really need to upgrade your goal scoring game. On average, you should be getting around 20 to 25 goals per season easily, and from there you build on top of that. Then he spoke about the squad ambitions, and he stated, the hardest thing is to keep winning after you have already won, but we're a very young squad that hasn't come off winning 4 leagues in a row. We always want more, but La Liga is long. It's a competition that demands the most consistency, and we're confident that we want to win it again. So this is facts, obviously. If you are a young squad and you know that you have already won 3 total trophies, it does not give you the green light to just relax and think that all you have to do is walk around the pitch and not do nothing more. That is why Yamal stated the hardest thing is to keep winning after you've already won. It's very hard for you to be hungry when you have already achieved your goal. I believe that you must always want more. What is wrong with having 3 Champions Leagues, 2 La Ligas, 4 Champions Leagues, 5 La Ligas? What is wrong with that? What made Iniesta the Iniesta that we know today is seeing how he won many league titles but still wanted to win much more 4 to 5 years later. We saw him do amazing between the years of 2008, 2012, 2010, 2011, throughout all those years, but he wanted more, and he continued to persevere by winning more league titles in 2014, 2015, 2016, and so forth. Iniesta did not become Iniesta because of that goal that he scored in the World Cup. No, it's because he was consistent for a very long time, and he won a lot of trophies. With Yamal, with Pedri, with Cubarsí, with Balde, they all have to do the exact same thing, even though they won the domestic treble last season. But going back to the ego situation between Yamal and Hansi Flick, once again, both of them are right, and I believe that team unity always goes over individual glory. Because in elite football, winning consistently requires 11 players moving as one. If you get even one player in your starting 11 that prioritizes personal stats, fame, or like money above the collective goal, it does break the rhythm. A very simple example that we have always discussed historically on this YouTube channel is the Galacticos era at Real Madrid between 2003 and 2006, where they had Beckham, Ronaldo, Figo, Zidane. They lacked a lot of balance in that era and collective sacrifice, which in result, they had very little silverware. Then you look at the Barcelona between 2008 and 2012, when they had Messi, Xavi, Iniesta, they put their egos aside. They played the tiki-taka style, where they played very possession-based football, and it is one of the most successful teams in history. So Flick claiming that ego kills success, it is a warning to keep everybody humble, to be committed, especially with a young group of players. So I'm happy to see that Lamine Yamal is having some sort of self-reflection, knowing exactly what is going on, because the fact that he was able to defend his team in this statement and saying that it wasn't really about ego, it was more about intensity and concentration, that's fair. It makes a lot of sense, because sometimes poor form or fatigue does look like arrogance from the outside. However, there were some moments here and there on the pitch when we were like, if only you were less selfish, this could have resulted in a goal. Like for example, Rafinha not making a back pass to Ferran Torres. All in all, I do see this team moving away from this. I know that it is just a tie against Rayo Vallecano, but we are so used to the success of what Hansi Flick's Barcelona does bring. In these past 3 matches that we have played, it was not the best display. We have conceded a lot of big chances. It is the worst out of all La Liga clubs, and Barcelona must do much better. Now let's talk about Héctor Fort, because I did not talk about Héctor Fort when he made that loan move to Elche, because that is what happened in the past 24 hours and in the dying last hours of the transfer window. In the past few weeks, Héctor Fort has been negotiating with Mallorca, but because Mallorca could not sell Pablo Maffeo, he stayed in that club, and Mallorca could no longer bring in Héctor Fort because they did not have the financials. They needed his sale to bring in Barcelona's right back. So in the dying last hours, Elche came in with their manager, Sarabia, who is a former Barcelona assistant, and he said, I want Héctor Fort. I want him to be my right back going into this brand new season. And I'm very excited for Elche, as a matter of fact, because the fact that they came back from second division, because they were in second division alongside with Levante, and now they want to be here and do well, it's going to be very exciting, because Iñaki Peña is also in this team, and Elche have been unbeaten so far in the past 3 matches, with 5 points also accumulated, and including a 2-0 win over Levante. So I do see this as a good move. Héctor Fort going to Elche, he's for sure going to get 90 minutes in every game. I do think that Elche's game plan is very clear. Like, they want to maintain their level, they want to stay in first division, and one of the ways they're going to try and do that is by getting the loans of Iñaki Peña to reinforce the goalkeeper position and to reinforce the defensive line with Héctor Fort. That would allow them to be given time to accumulate money, accumulate some funds, and buy official players in the summer of 2026. If you guys are wondering why would Hansi Flick even loan out a player like Héctor Fort, it's simply because we have too much competition. The right back position has Koundé, Eric Garcia, and Casado. Left back position we have Balde, Joe Martin, and Hoffa de Torrens, and Héctor Fort just had no chance on playing the left back position. It was never going to happen. It was never going to work out either way, because his whole system does demand for overlapping left backs who can use their left foot. Héctor Fort is not one of those players, and that is why Flick has been preferring Gerard Martin over him right from the start. But that is it. That is going to be wrapping up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.